The filibuster itself was effectively created by accident. Aaron Burr, then vice president, found he rewrote the rules to simplify them, and he deleted the previous question rule because they found they weren't ever using it then. But that meant there was no way to force debate to a close in the Senate.
What's the previous question rule?
So the previous question rule is like a common thing in like various parliamentary bodies. I think it's part of like Robert's Rules of Order. That just means, I think it's called the previous question. And it's just a way of saying, okay, let's end debate and like move to a vote effectively. And like there are procedures for this in the U.S. House. There are procedures for this in all the state legislatures, in parliaments across the world. I know of no other parliament that has a rule that is similar to the U.S. Senate's filibuster. I'm sure there are some that are not just a straight, like, let's move to a vote. So in the Senate, that rule didn't exist for a while. And what that meant was that senators could organize to just hold the floor and continuously talk. And that meant that the bill that was being considered couldn't be voted on. And that really started being used by John C. Calhoun to block a lot of like anti-slavery or like limiting slavery legislation in the 1800s. And for a while, it basically just could be used to delay, because eventually, they would find a time and they would just vote on it, because you had to be actively talking and debating.
So originally, one senator could take the floor and talk for as long as they could, and as long as they stayed on the floor, the Senate could vote.
And I think even originally it worked best when there was like an organized minority of senators who were continuously holding the floor. And it also, I don't think it ever like fully killed bills, though there were times where, especially when like the Senate was going to go out of session for a long time, which happened more frequently back then, where compromises would be struck where they're like, okay, well, like kill this bill or like remove provisions of it in order to just like get the filibuster to stop and get to voting and like passing stuff.
Concede a few of their demands and move on. Keep the process moving.
Exactly.